Good morning, greetings friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 32 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like acne, psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis, and while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we are here for you. We want to be your go-to source on all things health and nutrition. 844-236-6010 is our number on The Bright Side, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products, longevity business, health challenges that you or a loved one may be dealing with, 844-236-6010 is our number. If you want to purchase longevity products, head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can purchase longevity products off the website. You can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team off the website as well. And for a one-time $30 fee, you can have yourself a longevity business. You can help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Make a little bit of money, get your products at the wholesale price. Click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com, or call 866-735-2470. Don't forget to check out our Truth Skin Health products. And if you are in the Boulder, Colorado area this Friday, I will be sponsoring Truth. That is, Truth Treatments was sponsoring a really cool movie called We Rise Up. And it's about how we can all change the world. We can all, as individuals, change the world collectively by doing our fair share. It's a really cool, inspiring movie. If you're in the Boulder, Colorado area, I will be sponsoring the movie. Just tell them when you get to the door that you're a friend of Ben. In fact, if you get there early, you can come to a VIP party that we're hosting at 5:30 at the Boulder Theater in Boulder, Colorado. So hopefully some of you guys listening are listening from Colorado. Please come by and see me. 5:30 if you want to come to the VIP party. 7 o'clock if you want to check out the movie. And that's this Friday, May the 3rd at the Boulder Theater. All right. We have been talking about the minerals, mercury, specifically mercury. Last program we left off talking about Mad Hatter syndrome, etherism, which is basically people working with their hats, working in the hat manufacturing business, getting mercury poisoning hats. Mercury was used to make felt. They would actually bathe leather, some material, I think it's leather, some material into a mercury solution. And the mercury was red. They called it carotene. And there was, of course, no workplace standards, and there was no OSHA back in the 1800s, and mercury toxicity was inevitable. They were were dipping their hands in mercury, toxic metal, and sure enough, physical and mental health issues, tremors, they call Hatter shakes, speech problems, emotional instability, weird moods, hallucinations. In Connecticut, there was a really very well-known case of Danbury, Connecticut was an industrial hat-producing center back in the day. And mercury-induced tremors were called the Danbury Shakes. Danbury, Connecticut was the hat capital of the world. That's what they call themselves. So the Danbury shakes became a synonym for mercury poisoning. Finally, it wasn't, believe it or not, until the 1940s when the use of industrial mercury for the production of hats was finally banned. This whole idea of mercury having such potency in the body was extrapolated into the world of medicine by practitioners of the medieval art of alchemy. Alchemy and pharmacy go hand in hand in a certain way, at least at the beginnings. The initial alchemists were the initial pharmacists, and a case could be made today that pharmacy is the art of dispensing alchemical medicine. I mean, there's not much of a difference between the alchemical medicines of the medieval times, of Paracelsus, and the alchemical medicines today, except the alchemical medicines today are much more complicated and much more complex than the medical medicine, the poison, the kind of stuff they use, the alchemical materials that Paracelsus used and the early alchemists used. They would basically just use minerals. That was their big thing, was minerals, and also herbs or plants. Alchemy is the medieval art of, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I love that idea. That's one of the most that's a simple little idea. It's like a trope. It's almost silly. But it really is a very powerful way to look at life. If life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If you have something that you don't want, transform it, transmute it, change it into something that you do want. That's alchemy. And it's a very cool metaphor. Alchemy in terms of medicine is the idea that you take a disease situation and you evolve it. You make it better. You purify it. There's alchemy in biology. The body is constantly out doing alchemy. The body takes food and turns it into functional arms and legs and cells and all the stuff that's in our body. That's alchemy. The body is a master alchemist. Our jobs are alchemy. We take work, which is very unpleasant, and we turn it into something productive. That's alchemy. Raising our children is alchemy. We love alchemy in movies and in games. We love seeing in a movie, we love seeing a bad situation made better. That's called the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell talked about the hero's journey. That's alchemy. So alchemy is everywhere we look. Life is alchemy. It's about taking lemons and making lemonade. Everywhere you turn, every moment of your life, you have an opportunity to do alchemy. And what's really cool about this idea of alchemy is not just it's turning lemons into lemonade and taking something bad and taking something bad and turning it into something good. But what's really cool about alchemy is because of entropy, because everything tends to fall apart, because life is kind of chaotic, looking at the world alchemically can change your perspective from depression and misery into excitement and joy. So looking at the world alchemically is a very powerful metaphor. And of course, in terms of medicine, alchemy is the idea that you can take chemicals as a medium of purification. You can use chemicals for purification. So pharmacy is alchemy. And the original alchemists were the original pharmacists. Alchemy, al means God, chemi means heat. Alchemy is the science of using heat. The people who coined the word thought heat was the transmuting force. It's what did all the work. Heat has another metaphor. The other metaphor for heat is resistance. Heat is actually a manifestation of resistance. So if you want to take the heat analogy, you can use it as resistance. Anyway, it's the chemistry of God. It's heat transforming crap into fertilizer, if you will. And it's the chemistry of what we call, all the time, the pharmaco-medical model. It's the chemistry of pharmacy. The alchemists were the first pharmacists, and they didn't quite approach it purely scientifically. They used a more occult perspective. They used a more symbolic, let's not say occult. They used a more symbolic perspective. They used symbolism. And mercury was one of the most symbolic of all of the alchemical tools. They found mercury to be incredibly, as today, they found mercury to be incredibly fascinating because it had all of these different qualities. It was a liquid metal. All right, we got to take a break. We do have lines open, 844-236-6010. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. right, Pharmacist Ben here. I forgot to mention we have a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour, Dr. Catherine Onoha. She is a very, very cool woman. She's a psychopharmacologist, a PhD in pharmacology. I met her at the Health Expo in Toronto a couple weeks ago, and I said, you got to come on my show, because she talks almost exactly about the stuff we talk about here on the bright side, not so much on the nutritional side of things, but about the electronic nature of the body. She's very, very well versed in how the body works from an electronic perspective, as well as a biochemical perspective. She has a machine that she talks about called a Beamer machine, which I'm going to get her to discuss. Her blog and her website is naturallakeland.com. And I've often said on this program that if you really want to get healthy, go to a biochemist. Don't go to a doctor. Go to a biochemist, because they understand the pathways. Well, Dr. Onoha is, I don't know if she would call herself a biochemist, but in essence she is. She works with the chemistry of the body and the electronic nature of the body. If you're in Florida, in the Lakeland area, which is near Orlando, in Tampa, between Orlando and Tampa, if you're in that area and you're in Florida and you're dealing with a health challenge, this is a woman you want to see. Dr. Catherine Onoha. She spells her last name Onuoha, and her website is naturallakeland.com. We'll be talking to Catherine Onoha at the bottom of the hour, and we'll get your calls here momentarily. I got lots I want to say about mercury and alchemy. I've been studying alchemy like Paracelsus studied alchemy, but I've been fascinated, we'll say, with the concept of turning lemons into lemonade my whole life. So, in a way, I've always been studying alchemy. But as a pharmacist, we didn't study alchemy, but we study the history of alchemy and the relationship between alchemy and pharmacy. And Paracelsus is known as the father of pharmacy. We'll continue our discussion. On mercury and sulfur, how they go together, the alchemical relationship between the two, and then we'll continue also talking about the pancreas and the gallbladder and all of these areas of the body where minerals are absorbed, and that's how we got into this whole discussion in the first place. And I will say this, I'll say this right off the bat: if you're dealing with any kind of health challenge, especially if it involves toxification, MSM sulfur is one of the all-time great detoxifying supplements you could take, and so is N-acetylcysteine. NAC and MSM sulfur are two of the best ways to get detoxification sulfur into your body. As I've said so many times, NAC is used in emergency rooms as medicine. MSM is not, but MSM is a form of sulfur that is very well handled by the body. So, of course, in addition to all the other things sulfur does, it's a great detox supplement. MSM sulfur and N-acetylcysteine. All right, let's see. We got Catherine Onoha at the bottom of the hour. Let's say good morning to Barry in New Orleans, Louisiana. What's up, Barry?
Yes, good morning. Before I get to my questions, I want to know your archives. Do you archive these radio programs, or is it something else?
Yeah, no, I have lots of archives, but the Brightside radio program's got 8 years of them. 8 years, almost 9 years of them at brightsideben.com. And there's also a guy in the UK who had a page, and I'm not sure if it's still up. Somebody told me it was down, so I haven't been talking about it. It's benfuchsarchives.com. It may still be up, but I think he stopped putting them on. There's also my good friend Kevin Peterson. I hope Kevin's listening. He is in he's in Russia, actually, and he's been putting them up on YouTube, and there's a YouTube channel somewhere. I guess I'm the worst marketer on the planet, but there's a YouTube channel somewhere which has all the Brightside episodes on YouTube without commercials. How do you like that? So you can listen. It's like without commercials. It's a very short program, as it turns out. What's going on, Barry?
Yes, I want to ask you about mushrooms. The benefits, in particular, the effectiveness against dealing with cancer.
Cancer is a stress condition. It's the end result of lots of stress. You're not going to make the body have less stress by using mushrooms, but you might help the body manage the stress a little bit. Beta-glucan in mushrooms. There's also other carbohydrates, polysaccharides in mushrooms that have immune-boosting properties. Vitamin D is in mushrooms. Mushrooms are good. Some people react to them, so you got to be a little bit careful, but if you can handle mushrooms, they're good. They're great for the immune system. They've been used for eons as in teas and as tinctures for cancer, literally in Chinese medicine. So it's not going to hurt you. But if you have the bodily duress that's causing the cancer, we got to understand what cancer is. Cancer is a coping mechanism. It's the way the cells cope. The cells don't care that the body is going to die. They're just interested in surviving. Do you get this, Barry? This is how we have to look at cancer. It's a cellular phenomena in the sense that cancer occurs at the level of the cell, but we treat it at the level of the organ because that's where we see it. But it's a cell problem. It's a cellular duress problem. In this way, it's really no different from other diseases. All disease is cell disease. Except in cancer, the cells have figured out a way to cope with all of the toxicity, with all of the sugar, with all of the starvation, the three causes of cellular disease: starvation, suffocation, toxification. So the cells have learned to cope with the starvation, suffocation, and toxification. And the way they learn to cope is they give the body the finger. Metaphorically, of course. They say, screw you, body. We don't care about you anymore. You think we're going to sacrifice ourselves to be a liver when all we get is sugar? And we don't get any vitamin C, and we don't get any phytonutrients, and you spew cigarette smoke at us, and we don't have enough oxygen? Screw you, body. We're just going to go off on our own, and we're just going to divide on our own. And if you think we're going to start making little structures inside of us to serve you, you got another thing coming. And you think we're going to turn ourselves into a liver and sacrifice our independence? Forget it. It's not going to happen. Do you see what's happening here, Barry? It's a screw you to the body based on the fact that the body has been punishing the cell. So if you give it mushrooms, yeah, you might stimulate the immune system a little bit. That's true. But you still haven't taken care of the screw you to the body. The screw you is toxicity in the form of all the crap we eat and crap we drink, not to mention we've smoking cigarettes and taking prescription drugs and non-prescription drugs and the other things we do. The sugar that saturates the cells to a cell, all that sugar is a major toxin, and nutritional deficiencies. So to answer your question, mushrooms will help, but you got bigger fish to fry if you're dealing with cancer. Is that helpful, my man?
Yes. Okay. If I can have one quick more question, when you seem to say when move the body, but you also talk about exercise, and so when you say move the body, you're not in particular meaning exercise also.
Well, both are important. You know, exercise, when I think of exercise, I think of stress. So moving the body is not necessarily stressful. In fact, moving the body can be very pleasurable, very relaxing. Exercise, on the other hand, leverages a biological phenomena called hormesis, Hormesis, which is a biological principle. It says when you stress a system strategically and carefully and balance it with rest, you get growth. And so exercise leverages or takes advantage of that philosophy, that principle of hormesis, that when the body is under stress, when cells even are under stress, a little bit, just a little bit, and intense. By a little bit, I mean short period. Short periods of intense stress followed by long, luscious rest has a growth effect. It has an evolution effect. It helps the system get better. It's alchemy, really. So that's a little different than movement. Movement is just movement. It's just moving the body, and the body is meant to move. So yes, that's helpful, but exercise is a little bit more intense. Barry, I got to go. We got Catherine Anoha coming up at the bottom of the hour. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. Okay, we're back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central Time, and 24/7 at brightsideben.com on the archive page. Don't forget to check out our Truth Skin Health products. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, silicone oil, water, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Skin Health products. They're all up at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, I am so excited to have our next guest on The Bright Side. I met Dr. Catherine Anoha at the Total Health Show. I think that's what they're calling it, in Toronto, a couple weeks back, and we started chatting. She had the booth across from me, and I was just absolutely blown away. I don't get blown away very often by people I see at these shows, but I was blown away by Dr. Catherine Anoha, and her friend, her partner at the business was actually, at the booth, was actually the gal who invented thermography. And I'm going to have her on as well, hopefully sometime soon. Dr. Anoha is a pharmacologist, and she understands pharmacology. She's not just a pharmacologist. Like, sometimes people tell me how smart I am. I ain't nothing. I'm just a pharmacist, a little old pharmacist, right? Dr. Anoha is not only a pharmacist, not only went to pharmacy school, but she's a pharmacologist and a PhD pharmacologist and a professor of pharmacology, specializing in neuropharmacology. And what's really cool about that is, like myself, she recognizes the idiocy of our pharmacomedical model and uses other modalities to heal the body, involving chemistry and involving electricity. And she actually has a business called the Natural Medicine Center of Lakeland. If you're in the Lakeland area in Central Florida and you have any kind of health challenge you want to deal with, this is the woman to see, period. This is the woman to see. So she's at the Natural Medicine Center of Lakeland. Her website is naturallakeland.com. Please welcome to the bright side, Dr. Catherine Onoha. Hey, Dr. Catherine.
Hi. Thank you for having me on, Ben. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a pleasure for me. It's an honor for me. I guess, you're funny. You said, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Yes, I didn't say this, but I was thinking it. Are you kidding me? You've got a zillion things. It's endless, all the things that we could talk about. You're the only guest I need. You have so much expertise, so many expertises and so much expertise in those that it's like I was blown away. I was absolutely floored because you're saying exactly what we say, except you're saying it in a much more technical and coherent and in a much more comprehensive way. You're bringing so many different things together. So first of all, you and I connected over electricity, right? The electrical nature of the body and how you can use electricity, electrons, frequencies to modulate and correct disease states. So tell us a little bit about that first and foremost.
Okay, so I contend that we are energetic beings first, okay, and we have physical flesh second. And I believe that the medicine treatment modalities in the future will move to reflect that. So just like we had the age of pharmaceuticals first, beginning around 1952, then ushered in the age of nutritionals, nutritional therapies. Now we're into the wave of electrical therapies, and electroceuticals is the buzz term.
I love it. And
it honors that we, every second your body is making 500 quadrillion new proteins, and it's the energy that moves through our bodies that will assist us to do that. So, yes, we have a number of frequency-driven treatment algorithms at our clinic, the top one probably being the BEMER, which stands for Bioelectromagnetic Energy Regulator. It is a pad that you lie on, fits on a handy massage table type stand, and then it builds an electromagnetic field around your body, and the electromagnetic field ushers in a frequency signal that is matching to the good earth and those frequencies that we pick up, like Schumann resonant frequency of 7.83 hertz. And this tends to move your blood supply much more swiftly, so it can have a lot of good effects on the body.
How does this, tell me about, you've heard of barefooting, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
Is it along the same lines or a more intense version of barefooting, would you say?
Well, the BEMER, the electromagnetic field, let me emphasize, is not the special sauce. It's 100% the signal that's embedded on the electromagnetic field. And that's a complex sine wave. The best way that you could substitute an all-natural version of the BEMER wellness habit, a therapy treatment on the BEMER wellness device, would be to go to the equator and kind of walk back and forth on the beach, but then in the surf, in the waves, and pulse in the Earth's ground force. It's the electrostatic energy of the Earth. Pulse it into your body that way.
Why the equator?
But we make it simple. You simply lay on this pad, and you're getting 1,500 stimulation events per second pinging through your flesh by laying on the BEMER pad.
Why the equator, Dr. Onoha?
Well, Schumann resonant frequencies, that is kind of the Earth's ohm, if you will. It's kind of the song of the Earth, the frequency or sound of the Earth. Wow. But there is variations as you move to different quadrants of the Earth. And so we know the Earth is a known mass and a known density, but at different zones, equator versus Antarctica, you can get a little closer to feeling, your flesh and your spirit feeling that Earth's ohm, that special frequency. And at the equator, it is a bit stronger.
Are there other ways to adjust your frequency that people could do at home kind of thing, or do you have to pretty much need a device to do it?
Well, there's a lot of grounding. Those of you who are familiar with, complementary and alternative medicine treatment things, there's magnetic pads you can lay on. I don't like for that one to get confused with the Beamer very much, because the Beamer will move your blood circulation 34% more swiftly, and grounding doesn't quite do that. With that said, there are many methods. Magnet pads that you can lay on, grounding pads that people put under their mattress while they're sleeping, Reiki healing, chakra devices, biophotonic light systems are purported to use the frequency modality in order to create subtle changes in your physiological running of energetic waves. So there are many other approaches. The Beamer is kind of a generalist approach. It's gentle, very mild, and it's not for any specific condition. It would just move your blood and your lymph much more swiftly, and by that your body is able to make healing and curative adjustments inside its own domain. It's not that the Beamer specifically is being targeted for anything. It's that your body is able to create this healing domain because of the swiftness of blood and lymph flow. Rice machine is another example of an electroceutical, and in that case, they are targeting specific conditions with Rife machines, not so with Beamer. It's a generalist type of a therapy.
So the Beamer is more of like a tonic, whereas the Rife machine is more like specific medicine for specific health challenges? Is it the same idea?
Yeah,
though?
Rife machines actually, or many of those other high-frequency electroceuticals, you can legit dial them into a very high frequency. And for instance, the frequency of a tapeworm, should you have that, is known. And you can fire a frequency into the body when it is met and equaled with the counter frequency from that tapeworm or whatever. The parasite
will explode.
That's when you have give in the system, and that's a way to eliminate
we got to take a break.
tapeworm.
Hey, Doc, we got to take a break. We'll come back and finish up when we come back. Don't go away. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. We're back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're talking to Dr. Catherine Anoha about the electromagnetics of the body. Unless you think that Dr. Anoha is some kind of new age, hippy-dippy kind of gal, just think again. Dr. Anoha is got her doctorate in pharmacology. She was a professor of pharmacy. How did you get in, Dr. Anoha? I want to continue talking about the Beamer, and we'll do that momentarily. But real quick, how did you get into this idea of electromagnetic medicine, which is fraught with new age, hippie kinds of connotations from hardcore science, hardcore pharmacology, I should say? Doc?
I would credit all my years in teaching in that. I taught pharmacology and applied therapeutics courses to a range of different professionals, a lot of pharmacists, but also nurse anesthetists and PAs and whatnot. And we always emphasize the side effect. When the common just citizen in the U.S. searches things on the Internet, they're getting WebMD and other consumer-based websites that really downplay the side effects, and they put a lot of a spotlight on new applications of all the drugs. But the side effects don't deserve to be downplayed, and they are real. And I've seen it by hanging around drugs for 30 years. I have seen side effects as a real entity, and it just makes me want to reach out to people and help them with more natural alternatives, simplifying of the drug profile across a lot of modalities. So it's not only energy medicine. It would include changing for hormone balance and changing maybe some psychological drug profiles and simplifying and get them onto diet and lifestyle changes that would assist them to go without pharmaceuticals and still become healthier in the meanwhile.
Even the term side effect kind of implies like it's an accident or something, but it's not an accident. It's just that's how they work. They're not side effects. They're effects. It's like
Absolutely.
by calling them side effects.
As you and I know, by studying drug actions, there's many mechanisms for most drugs, and they do change many physiological mediators in predictable ways. And so adverse effects, you're correct, adverse effects or deleterious effects are not true side effects. It just comes along with the targeted therapeutic effect because you are altering
chemistry,
various hormones, neurotransmitters, or other physiological mediators in the body in predictable ways.
Yes, the inevitability has to be addressed. When we call it side effect, it's like, oh, sorry, oopsie, it wasn't supposed to happen. But it's inevitable. You can't just target one cell system with these drugs. It's ridiculous to anybody who understands even a modicum, a tiny little bit of biochemistry. And it always blows me away how pharmacists and pharmacologists don't address this, and that's why I was so excited to talk to you. All right, so getting back to the Beamer, which is incredibly fascinating. The whole idea of nutrition and pharmacology at the fundamental level is electricity, isn't it? Or electrons, I should say.
Right. Well, so the Beamer is a very subtle or very gentle change. Your cells understand this, and more importantly, the microcirculatory vessels in your flesh will recognize that sine wave signal, that complex signal, as kind of a homing signal, and it revitalizes and creates an uptick in circulatory prowess that's approximately 34% in most individuals. And that's physics. That's reproducible. It can be shown that any human person will have that much increase in their circulation. Well, with moving the blood, everything's carried in the blood. So all your fatty acids, your minerals, your amino acids. So you better nourish yourself. And because you're moving the lymph, you're better at removing the toxins. And so here, each cell is better able to act in its own role as a skin cell, a gallbladder cell, whatever. And so that's why performance in the physiology is so much improved by this gentle energetics.
What's the relationship to performance and athletics, between the Beamer and performance and athletics?
Well, yes, I'm actually glad you brought that up. So athletes across the globe enjoy the Beamer. It's kind of their secret weapon. So I'll name the few. I'm not a sports girl, but I know that Roger Federer, all of the Olympic cyclists and soccer teams over in Europe, Tom Brady, Nadal, the other tennis player, it's their secret weapon. When you move the blood so much more swiftly, you're going to engorge the muscle beds and you'll be sweeping away lactic acids. And so there's a faster recovery rate once you do overwork your muscles. You sweep away that lactic acid. And so performance is greatly enhanced. In fact, the recent race across America, it's they touch tag team, the team interchanges different cyclists, and they go all the way from California to Annapolis, Maryland. They shaved a full day off of the previous record.
Really?
It's like became 5 days and some change instead of 6 days and some change. So athletes just love the Beamer therapy for their performance enhancement.
So if people want to take advantage of this, what do they do? Like, I'm sure there's listeners out there saying, hey, I want a Beamer. I want to get on a Beamer. From a practical standpoint, how do people get this thing or take advantage of this thing?
Beamer is not new technology. It's 21-year-old technology. It's been in Europe all that time, aggressively used. It's a billable vascular therapy in Europe. A doctor can write an order in Europe for Beamer sessions daily for 3 months, just like they would do physical therapy or whatnot here. But Beamer, we're lucky. It's around America, very strong in the East Coast and the West Coast, a little more unknown in the middle of the country. But we, at our clinic, we sell Beamer sessions, and many other complementary and alternative clinics do the same. So you simply pay a monthly membership, and you can come and get Beamer sessions every day. I have more than 70 patients who exercise that. You also could buy your own Beamer. You can contact me through my website, and I will put all this information readily in your hand to explain how to go about getting well with Beamer.
Is this at naturallakeland.com?
That's right, www.naturallakeland.com.
Okay, so naturallakeland.com is your website, and your website is filled with awesome information. And by the way, your blog is great, I've got to tell you. You do so much more than...
we don't really put it on the website because they're a global company. It's Beamer on the globe, Beamer International. But yet, if you send through an email to me, I am at the manager level with the Beamer International, and I can put this information in your hands.
Okay, so Beamer is one of the things that you offer at your facility, but you do homeopathy and acupuncture and massage. I mean, it's like a wellness clinic, correct?
That's correct. Now, I am not an acupuncturist, but I specialize kind of in psychiatric and neural. In all my professoring years, I was lead teach in the psychiatric and neural. So we do neurofeedback. We sell that as sessions. Although a person could buy their own neurofeedback machine, is a very good alternative when I'm assisting children with various ADHD, autism, chronic anxiety, depression. It helps to minimize and ameliorate the symptom load as we pull down the prescription drugs and simplify their drug profile. The neurofeedback is a big assist for that, as will be the biophotonic lights. That system I just learned about when we were at the Total Health Show in Canada, but I plan to install that here in my clinic as well.
Oh, that's incredible stuff that you're doing, Dr. Noha. I've got to tell you, kudos to you. Really, really impressive stuff.
We also do IV infusions.
Nutritional stuff.
So that can be good when their gut wall is not working well,
For cancer?
to get the nutrition right into the bloodstream.
For cancer, IV glutathione, that kind of thing?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of cancer patients, but even for wellness, like we were saying with the Beamer, and for performance, or for people, maybe they've had to have their gut wall resectioned and they are not absorbing their minerals and nutrients very well through the stomach wall. They have leaky gut.
Yeah.
There's an instance where the IV nutrition can be a big assist as well.
That's awesome stuff you're doing. Thank you so much for being on the show, Dr. Noha. Your website's naturallakeland.com. Phone number once again, Doc?
Is 863 area code 899-9977.
All right, 863-899-9977. That's Dr. Catherine Noha. Oh, Noha, as in aloha, naturallakeland.com. Thank you so much, Doc. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day. That was Dr. Catherine Noha, and she is a highly credentialed academician, as well as a practitioner of more abstruse energy healing modalities. If you're in the Florida area, Central Florida, you want to check her out. Naturallakeland.com. And her website is naturallakeland.com. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.